Be ready to change yourself. Be ready to challenge your better self. Know that your mind can develop a passionate winning spirit, but not by yourself. We guarantee your family in love with your life, and you're gonna love all the grind. Lewis and Bars together, we develop your mindset with vitamin C for your mind. Don't you settle with what you know. There's much to learn, there's much to earn. Tell yourself I'm ready to fight, ready to be heard. Out of success and awakening rise. There's so many words that turn into prices. Be ready to change for the best. Step up and be great. Don't be like the rest. Develop your mindset.
All right, we're ready. Today we're going to talk about a bunch of things. We were discussing what to talk about. We want to talk things that it matters to all of us, and we experience here in the company, in our lives, and in our families and all that. So today we're going to talk about protect your assets, what's dear to you. Also, don't lose what you build, and sometimes we have to lose something to find out the value in it. So we're gonna talk about these kind of things, and Louise gonna help us to dive in deep with this. And since we really able to work together in this kind of talks and ideas. If you guys have any idea about these kind of things, please write. How do you say? Write the under.
Yeah, they can leave it on the
comments
in the comment
and
section
right.
below.
Yes,
Yeah.
Leave comments and write to us and give us your ideas. What we can talk about, what's important for you and for. You're experiencing in your lives that something is happening and you don't agree or you agree with. We'd like to hear that. We want to talk about all those things. So this is the, I don't know, 3-4 times we're doing this. This is the fourth. This is the podcast of Develop Your Mindset. So
Yes.
we're gonna take this and then talk about how we can develop our mindsets on how we can better ourselves or understand more about what's going on happening to us. And so let's dive into to this what we've experienced previous 2 weeks. We kind of want to this is what happened in our daily lives in the company. So we feel like protect your assets. What's dear to you? Like, how do you explain this in your eye vision? Like, what is it important for people out there, for you? To that it's worth it to protect and put effort in it. Also, don't lose it, that part. Like, how do you see this, like, for you? And and afterwards I'll elaborate. Protect your assets. Something you built, something was dear to you. You spent a lot of effort, time. It doesn't matter even you got paid for it, but that was your effort.
Yeah.
Right there.
So should I share like an experience, or
Yeah,
like
you
share
can.
how like how
You can
people
share.
can do this? Or?
You can share whatever it's because we're trying to talk about this, making putting out there for everyone just to like help them, like help us. This is something it's important for us. People can take something out of it, like how to something they've built. A lot of times people experience. Some things that they look back and they kind of regret what happened. They could have done it better if they said it this way, that way, or felt it that way. Would have ended better for them. It's all about, like, you don't want to waste your energy and make it go for that it doesn't count. Since we don't have a lot of time in this planet. We have certain amount of years, and we want to make it worth it. So yeah, today's topic, protect yourself, what's dear to you.
Definitely.
Yeah, don't lose what you started, what you build. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I mean, well, let's go back a little bit. I feel like relationships themselves are very important, and you should, trying to get my thoughts here too. Yeah, like relationships, like in general, like every relationship that you build with a person, I feel like it should be of value, and you should value it very dearly, just because there's a lot of things that you can get from a relationship, whether that's a love relationship, whether that's a work environment relationship, or friendship, or family. There's an exchange of value there that's very unique. I would say that it's very specific to the person. Like every person, for every relationship that you build, that person can provide you with a certain amount of value that can enhance your life in a certain way. And at the same time, it works the other way around. Like I think you should work in developing your own value that you're able to put out for the other individual, and you can both
Go forward.
go forward, yeah, in the relationship overall.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And the other thing about that, the same thing that you explained, is like sometimes we have to lose something we it's dear to us, and then to find out if it was worth it for you, valuable for you. When you look back, sometimes you see that that was probably like really important for you, but sometimes we have chance to go back and bring that back to our lives. Sometimes we don't. Sometimes too late, and so you kind of have to see it before happening, right? And you have to develop that mindset where you have to see it before it happens.
Yes.
When something, you're experiencing things that going not right for you, you kind of have to pay attention to that. Also, you have to recognize it when right before it starts happening. That it doesn't mean that you have to become like paranoid about that, but also you have to weigh it and then see the possibility of what can happen. Of course, we have to take chances in life. Yes, understandable. But sometimes when you look at something, when you don't take the chance, you know the outcome, what outcome is. But when you take chance, you kind of don't know exact outcome. So you have to take chances also. So we have to. Not every time we have to lose to really have that mindset of not caring about that. So any experiences you've had that you went through this, and if you had, sure people would love to hear.
Well, yeah, I mean, for me, it was usually, like you said, it was always like a risk, There's a lot of friends that I lost along the way before.
Yeah.
I've lost friends in the past. And, that was something that I'm actually, like, it didn't really, I think it was the right decision. I think about it, like, those friends just weren't the right ones for me. At the same time, it's not like I just completely quit on having friends, I still develop new friends, and then the friends that I currently have right now, I even take care of them even more. I really put in the work and the energy to have the relationship still flourish, because you don't want to take your friendships and any relationship overall, you don't want to take those for granted, because it does take a while to build that relationship, to build that friendship. It takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of trust, a lot of energy, a lot of commitment, a lot of time. And you can't just all of a sudden just drop all that,
Right.
You can't just, build it, and then just be like, oh, we're good friends now, let me just take off and, and go do my thing,
Yep.
You got to keep on, like, doing something at least, putting in that work.
Yeah.
Um,
So yeah, of course.
and now, maybe like in the work environment form, that's another thing too, where I left my first job. It was a very hard job to leave, to be honest, because I did have a relationship built with my current boss at the time. I really got along with him, and my entire coworkers too. I had a really deep relationship with them as far as friendship goes, and so it was hard, but that's when you're able to kind of separate the relationship factor. Like, you can still keep the friendship while still not being like
daily.
Yeah. So like that was that. Like, I would say that for like as far as like
That was very good.
work
Yeah.
environment goes.
Yeah. So this is Develop Your Mindset podcast, and we're talking about how to develop our minds on different aspects of our lives and our feelings, our thoughts, right? So the most important today, we're talking about protect your asset, what's dear to you. Now, it sounds like you did protect that asset that you had, that friendship you built in that
Yeah.
environment. You just didn't disappear. You just didn't
Exactly.
walk out.
Yeah.
So, but also you
Yeah.
kind of removed yourself from that environment because you wanted to go ahead in your
Exactly. Yeah.
talent, your life, your what you're building for your future, right?
Exactly.
So it's very important for everyone to if it's worth it, if it's important, you have to keep that relationship going, because relationships could it's not easy to come by.
It's not. Yeah.
And it's important. Sometimes we have to lose something to find out the value in it.
Mm-hmm.
By your action, you didn't lose what you built, right? But you also found another value in something else that
Yes.
you removed yourself from that current at that time, the current what was important for you. And
Mm-hmm.
I've changed so many times.
Yeah.
Many times, and I know this so well now. It's weird. More this happens to you, more you understand, more you learn about these things. You start seeing, right before it happens. You start
Mm-hmm.
seeing what could happen. Especially when you have multiple of experiences where you've lost so much, you gain so much, you have so much to look back. Also, this is very important. We always talk about having mentors,
Yes.
having coach,
Yes.
writing things down. This is very important also at this junction. If you are especially younger people where you don't have enough experience, you haven't seen this happen to you a lot, write these things down, and so you have something to go back and read. Who said what happened months ago, or even years ago, because we don't remember. Our mind will start making stories up, making words up, and the real meaning of those experiences will kind of diminishes.
Yeah.
And you have something to go back and read and understand.
Yes.
How do you do it? Like
As far as
you've had enough living in this life, and you've seen a few things. How do you do it? Like, how do you make yourself remember what was important back in the, years ago, and how do you make decisions going forward to like so you don't lose a lot, but also it's important to let go some things to gain other things.
Yeah, well, this is something I actually do every day, like every morning. Every morning I wake up and I have this I won't say that it's conscious, but like unconsciously, I just really think about what matters to me in life. And one of the things that really matters to me are actually relationships, the people that I have around. Like, I really value that, and that's a constant reminder that I have, so that I always have that present, and I never forget that, I have those people to just look after, take care of, and flourish those relationships. And
Nice.
I always look forward every day to see what I can do for them. What can I do? Can I help them in some way, somehow? Can I give them advice? Can I give them, I don't know, a resource? Can I help them out in some way? Can I compliment them? Whatever it is, always looking for a way to help out those specific people. And I always think about also like the value they bring to me, because that's how relationships ultimately form. There's got to be some sort of value that's coming your way, and in order for you to be able to receive that, you also have to be open to be able to receive that value from that other person as
For
well.
sure.
So that really matters. Like, you should really sit down and really think about like what matters to you. Like, how do you what are you looking for in your relationships? What value are you willing to like accept in order for you to be able to, and what value can you give as well, like that?
Yeah.
I think that matters.
That was really good. But I want to touch on the word you said, resource. So
Yes.
a lot of younger crowd people, or some people that they're stuck in one job for 20 years.
Yes.
They don't understand probably this part, the resource. So
The resource.
when it comes to resource, how do you, like, I know how I do it, but I want to hear you, and then I want to put my 2 cents over that.
Okay.
Resource means ideas and educational, how to, and learn new skill in what you're doing. There's like multiple skills in it, so you have to always like learn.
Yes.
That becomes your resource. So
Yes.
a lot of people, if they haven't been they're doing the same thing over and over for 20 years, 20 times, it's hard for them to understand how do you differentiate what is resource and what is the repetition. If we can talk about this, I'm sure we're gonna help some people
Yes.
understand like what do we mean by resource. What is, like, what do you do, what you've been doing the last year or before that you consider new resources, new ways it helped you, then we can maybe like put out there for people to understand, to help them go, like, learn to
Okay.
go after this, to gain resources.
Well, for me, I focus my resources on my strengths. So most of the resources that I provide are not necessarily physical resources, but they're more of listening, understanding, and then being able to provide some sort of knowledge or wisdom that they can take with them. So, and I realized that that's one of my core strengths. That's something that I enjoy doing. That's something that's just me, So I'm not gonna focus on, let's just say, like, there's like so many resources right now. I can't really mention them all. I can't really think of them all, but there's just so many resources that as a person you can provide, and I feel like you should focus on the ones that really connect with you, that are part of you. Like, as for me, like I said, like for me, it's I really like to provide that resource of being able to push people. I like to help them break down their experiences. Once they tell me something that happened in their lives, I like to really break that down for them and help them see like the positive side of the whole experience, and how they can use that experience to push themselves for the next time that something happens.
Through that, so just to elaborate on that real quickly, a lot
Yeah.
of people are stuck in one mindset where it makes them not. Hold on, let's do this part again. Stuck in mindset.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to listen to us. You can't make too much noise. We have another maybe 20 minutes to go.
All right.
So what happens is like a lot of people are stuck in that mindset of
Yeah.
you know, they're not looking at a brighter vision
Yes.
of themselves,
Yes.
that they you know, they, what was it we were talking about, resource,
Yes.
shit, I throw me off, stock and resource. Okay, a lot of people are stuck in their mindset of
Yes.
not understanding that there is more out there for them. There could be blaming themselves in not a
Yes.
positive way. So,
Mhm.
or you know, you
Yeah.
have to go out there, find resources, and
Yeah.
help you to get out of it. And you know, like,
Yes.
you can. Yes, that's so right. You can continue if you remember what we're talking about.
Yeah, well, I was talking about, like focus on the resources that you can provide.
Yeah.
So like I was saying, that's the resource one of the resources that I can provide. Another one is listening. I really like to just sit down and let my friends just kind of vent and then just go off and really like just, you know, get it out, because it is very important for an individual as a human to be able to, you know, express themselves and just be able to, you know, let out everything that they carry inside in a way where it's 100% like judgment free zone, where they can just feel comfortable to just, you know, let it all out, as opposed to letting it out and having somebody like constantly like they start like judging you and they start like pointing out like, why did you do this, why'd you do that, why'd you do this, wrong, you know. Instead of having someone like that, you know, I like to be that person that they can just come and I'll listen to them and I won't judge them, and I'll point out what was good about it, because there's always something good and positive to take out of an experience, and then I'll tell them like, okay, like what can we fix, what can we change, what can we do better. And so those are like some of the resources that I can provide,
Yeah.
amongst others. But
Yeah. So this is this is our podcast. We love doing this.
Yes.
This is the Develop Your Mindset podcast. So
Yes.
hopefully we're making you guys
What did you
think and, you know, develop your mindset. Resources, you know, I personally, when I started, I wanted to become the best jeweler.
Okay.
This is what I wanted to do, and I found resources where I had I found amazing individuals. As a matter of fact, 3 different ones, and a few others. I you know, like, it was very easy for me to tell they're not really good, so that was not resourceful for me to get where I wanted to get. So I did like 5 years of straight with these 3 individuals, and I've learned a lot from them. That was my resource to learn my talent. And afterwards, you know, this last 5 years, I've been looking for to gain knowledge, study, and learn.
Yes.
And you know, that was another resource I went
Yes.
after. Also, I built a company where the people in it, they are the resource of the company, you know, and there's many different kind of resources. Whatever you're looking for, study, learn, educate yourself on it,
Yeah.
and it's gonna come to you. You know, whether it's a money resource, land resource, you want to plant something on your
Yeah.
land resource, you know, people resource, softwares and machinery, anything that you want to do, you have to really take time, study. Time is valuable. You know, just make sure that time is gonna work for you. Don't
Definitely.
overdo something. A lot of times, you know how we always feel here in the company is like, if we're 80%, we're most likely jumping. We're gonna do it, you know, and then that other 20 will come, right? You don't
Yeah.
have to know 100% everything to do
Yeah.
it. With 80%, we're roughly we know that this is probably the
Yeah.
right thing for us.
Yeah.
If you have 5 things you're researching, right?
Yes.
So that's something you have to have the mind for it, eye for it. When you do this a lot, you're gonna develop your mindset,
Definitely.
right? And
Totally.
yeah. So sometimes we have things that we have to lose something to find out
Yes.
if it was right. Sometimes you don't win. You find a resource, you jump, you do it. It's not the right one. You lose time and money and effort.
Yes.
You can't bring back. But we always learn something from it. We always use that as an experience, as an feedback in our
Yeah.
minds. Don't shy away or don't be too afraid if you lose something. You don't lose every time. There's gonna be winning too
Yeah.
in this journey, right?
Yeah.
So
I mean, like, for me, to me, I always treat it as a win, regardless
True
of
that.
what it is. You're either gonna win as far as like you're gonna win the experience. You're gonna win the relationship, or you're gonna win or if the relationship does end up breaking up and you lose that one person in your life. You do lose that person, but at the same time you gain the experience, you gain the knowledge of. But it is important that you really dive deep and understand why it happened.
Yeah.
Why did it go this way? Why did it go south?
Yeah.
Because it could be the right move. It could be something that actually had to happen.
Yes.
So or perhaps it wasn't, but then you get to learn, okay, what could I have done better? Where did I and always take responsibility, of course, for if you do end up losing that connection, that relationship, take responsibility for it, see where you could have done better. And perhaps it was you, perhaps it was the other person who just didn't treat you well. Regardless, just take the
Anything can
responsibility and take the responsibility and just move on. As far as I go, I've lost a lot of relationships in the past, and I really don't dwell on the past. I'm not rethinking it, oh my God, I lost that person. Oh, I wish I would have. No. Maybe one day or two, but then I just move on. I'm all right, you know what? This is just part of life.
It is. It is part of life. It is part of life. I've lost a lot of friends too when I was younger. Some of those friends came back in my life today.
Yeah.
In a little bit different different level, different manner. But they're here now,
Yeah.
A lot of them had fall out of how do you say, the view, or
Yeah.
I don't know where they are, or
Yeah.
it's a distant memory.
Yeah, it happens. You shouldn't be afraid of losing
Yeah.
a person here and there.
Yeah.
Better people will always come, and you just
Totally,
gotta
totally.
be positive, be on the lookout, and just be yourself. Be positive and be yourself. That way you're able to attract new people, attract the
Yeah.
right people into your life. And
Yeah, to be able to do that, what you just said
Yes.
is it's part of education,
Yes.
mindset, because you have to develop your mindset over
Yes.
and over all the
Yes.
time. You have to become better version of you.
Definitely.
To be able to get to that place is don't stop reading books. Read
Yes.
things that matter for you,
Yes.
and it will propel you to becoming better version of you.
Yes.
And developing your mindset where you can attract those people in your vicinity,
Exactly.
in where you are, what
Yes.
you're doing, and it's very important.
Yeah, that's very true.
Education never stops just because you stop going schooling or college, university,
Yes,
or
definitely.
you dropped off from high school. It does not stop. The education must continue, and
Yes.
mindset must be always developing, and
Yes.
that's gonna help you to be better version of you.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is very important, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to completely 100% agree with that,
Yeah.
because when you start seeking education, when you start seeking knowledge, when you start gaining new skills, you start to change as a person, because you start to feel more confident, more competent. You start to feel like you can do more. And as you're starting to think that way, that you can do more, you can be better, you know, you just start radiating a different type of energy, and
Totally.
then and it's just completely normal. Like
Totally.
it's just normal for your relationships around you to just start changing. It's just gonna happen, and don't be afraid. Like, don't sacrifice your personal growth just to keep a certain number of friends around. Always focus on your personal growth first. And the friends around you, they'll either stay,
Developing your mindset.
or they'll leave. Yeah.
Yeah.
But always focus on developing your mindset before your friends and relationships.
Yes.
Don't be scared about doing that, and just because it could be because personal growth. You see, personal growth is a journey. It's something that's going to take a while for you to develop your mindset. It's going to take months, years, really, to make that happen. And then you have these friends, you're like, oh, you know what, well, the friends are already here, I can just keep them. It feels comfortable to just stay with them and stay in this mindset, rather than pursuing this whole like journey of like success and
But-
personal growth. But it's really worth it.
You can do both sometimes together, and and help those people to pursue their own dreams, their
Yes.
own mindset development. If sometimes they refuse, sometimes they think,
Very true.
you know, you're changing. We want old Louis back. You know, you're so changed now. You're so different. But
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
meanwhile.
Yes.
Meanwhile,
it's very
you
true.
love your new self, you know,
Yes,
and then
yes.
you
Yes.
you welcome your new self, and you're
yeah.
like, I don't care about the old Louis, you know, like I don't care about old Varush. It doesn't matter. Like, that was my old self. Now I'm like, I know more. I studied more. I learned more, and this is where I feel like sometimes people are stuck in that old mindset.
Yeah.
They refuse to
Yes,
educate and
yes,
develop.
Yes, yes.
I feel like sometimes those guys success takes a while, right?
Yes.
Sometimes it's not immediate,
It's not.
and then years later, those guys gonna look back and they're gonna see how successful
Yes.
you're having, how much success you're having, or you became.
Yes.
Then they're gonna be like, oh, you know, maybe we could have done it for him.
Yeah.
We would be different.
Yeah.
So it's like the developing your mindset never stops. So I
No.
think you should never be complacent, you know, and feel like this is enough.
Yeah.
It never stops. You know,
Yes.
we can surpass our mindset over and over, and become even more valuable,
Yes.
and make a difference in our, you know, lives, and other sectors of our lives.
Definitely. Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So what do you experience? How do you see the part where a group of people that you were hanging around with,
Yes.
you start developing your mindset, and then you start getting out of that whole mindset, and those guys refuse to
Yes.
accept you, you know.
Yeah.
So
I mean, honestly, like, I never really. Maybe at first I did. I don't quite remember, actually, if I really refused to choose my friends over my personal growth. But like right now, like I just wouldn't. Like I would always I'm placing my personal growth over any friendship that I have out there. And as far as, like, you know, those my friendships, like, as far as them being stuck in their own mindset and not wanting to push themselves to become better people, like, as far as that goes, like, I really don't try to push my friends like that, as far as like pushing them to become better, just because that I feel like that's something that has to grow out of themselves. Like, they themselves have to find a reason to actualize themselves and become a better person. I can't give that to them. I can't like pressure them, hammer them. I can't get inside of their mind and be like, dude, you have to like, you have to like become better. Like you have all this potential. Like I just don't do that. However, now if they make a choice to do that, then 100% I'll be there to support them and really help them out in this journey. But other than that, like I won't push them to. Yeah. I'll just let them be. Yeah. And like. Yeah. Yeah,
totally. A lot of times, what as a human being that we like to have companions and people, like a group setting, where everyone's in the same mindset at that time, and helping each other out, teaching each other, and being support system also, and that is a really great thing for human mind to have, but that does not mean that you can do it by yourself. You can. Yeah. And so what different ways today you're pushing yourself to develop your mindset? Like how can we tell younger people what ways they can go other than schooling? What other ways they can go find resource information to develop their mindset?
Definitely have like a childlike mind. Have an adventurous mind. That's really what's keeping me right now on my personal growth journey. It's really to be adventurous, to really look for like what else is out there. What else can I do? Like how else can I implement? So here's the thing, like there's always like that one thing that you learn to like master and you like get really good at, and then that's where usually your confidence and your strength and everything stems from. So once you realize that you're actually capable of mastering something and becoming really good at that, that's when you gain the confidence to start taking that confidence that you build in that sector, that industry, and you start to implement it in other places. Like, okay, like where else can I where else can I find mastery? Can I do this? Can I do that? And then little by little, you start testing and stuff. And like I said, you have to be adventurous. You have to be like, oh, maybe what if I try that? What if I try this? Like for me, I knew that I was good at computers. You see, I enjoyed computers. I enjoyed using them, and then that's when I started like seeking like other things I can do with the computer itself, like everything from building them, repairing them, software, programming, video production, like I'm doing now, marketing, and like, and it's gonna continue. I mean, and like really just be adventurous, be excited to really look elsewhere and see where else can you develop your potential. And I think you could learn something. Potential is correct. You can learn so many things from all these things that you try, even if you don't succeed. Sometimes you do end up throwing yourself into something that, oh shit, like that's not my thing. That's not my thing.
Well, at least you find out.
But at least I know, that's not my thing, and I find out like why that's not my thing either. So I learned something about myself. So ultimately, it's a win.
Nice. So. Yeah, when Luis is describing this, I remember the first day he came, we sat down in the office. So we're talking like how we're gonna work together, and I'm like, well, I want to make videos, I want to have podcasts, I want to, and I wasn't sure how I was gonna do it. I just had the idea, and like I had to develop this mindset to stand in front of the camera and talk to you guys. It took a while, first, what was it like? Almost like 4 or 5 months. Yeah. You were doing stuff together. He's like, when are we gonna do videos? I'm like, in a little bit. I'm still. It took me a while, but it was a developing time. It was my mind was getting developed. I was watching a lot of other podcasts, how is it done, what words they use, what they talk about, and I just like after it was like full of like how it's done, and I was able to one day tell him, okay, just get a camera, get my cell phone, start recording. I turned around, just jumped at it.
That's a very good point too, like to pay attention to the things that you just enjoy doing. Like he said right now, like he enjoyed like just watching other people do their podcasts, watching other people do their videos. and like, you know, look at that, and then have your adventurous mind and have your curiosity is spiked, and really get inspired by those people. And why not, you know, take that inspiration and start doing it yourself, like you did.
Yeah. If any of you guys want to come in front of the camera and have something to share, or you have a skill that you can share, you should do it. Don't hold it back. This is informational time now. Informational. How do you say, like how we use the internet to put out all this information, and you know, like
like a space.
Yeah, like 20 years ago when the internet wasn't as popular, people used to call it what, information highway, something
like that.
Yeah. So it's totally like here we are doing this, talking about experiences that we're having. The last 2 weeks we had such a amazing roller coaster of feelings and understanding and all this. You know, we had employees come and go, just like we experienced so many things. So that's where this whole thing drives this podcast. We're talking about our mindsets and, you know, helping others to understand. That's why this podcast, we called it protect your assets and your what's dear to you, because if something's dear to you, don't lose it. Work on it. Put the time, and sometimes we have to lose something to find out the value of it. So that's how it works. You know, you don't have it, you look back, you're like, geez, you know, that was good thing I had, you know. Now I don't have it anymore, I messed up. But like sometimes you can go back and fix it, other times you can't. You have to build something new, and building something new is not easy. It takes time. It really does. You know, sometimes money, effort, time, resources. So if you have something good, take care of it. Don't lose it. It's important. You've put a lot of time to get that. You know, nothing just comes out of thin air. You know, so take care of that. Don't lose it if it's important for you. Always develop your mindset. It's important. Become better version of you. Yes. Yeah. So I think we're kind of like coming to the end of this podcast now. We're had a lot of very good samples.
Now that we talk about relationships, there's this book that's called the 5 Languages of Love. I don't know if you've heard of that book, but this is a book. No. This is a book that talks about like the value that can exist between relationships, and like what value can you give to the other person, as far as like resources go, like we were talking. So there was like 5 things that are important, like that you can give, which is like, it could be like you can communicate in form of words. So you can, some people are just they like to be complimented, they like to be told things in words. Then there's time. There's people who enjoy those people who, like, you know, give them time, give them that space to, like, you know, just spend time with that person. So like if you're having trouble, like, you know, maintaining your relationships and keeping them going forward and stuff, you know, focus on that. Like if it's, do they need words? Do they need that time? Some people really like to be gifted. They like to, they like it when you give them something. Maybe you give them something physical. It could be a physical gift, or it can be some sort of gift. But, you know, some people respond to that better. And
expectations.
There was other 2. I forgot what were the other 2, but like, what the heck were the other 2?
It's all right. I mean,
but
right now I kind of paused on reading stuff. I'm doing a lot of the courses, you know, and I will get back to reading or listening books. I'll probably want to listen to that. By the way, I just remember, if you guys want to go see what kind of books we recommend, we really like, It's on our website, kbrothersjewelers.com. We have a section where we recommend books, and if you guys order the books from that link, we'll get 10% from Amazon, and we're gonna give that to the homeless in Los Angeles, because we are in Los Angeles downtown, and we see that all the time, and we want to make a difference over there. So if you guys please feel free to go check and see if you guys would like to read something that we really previously enjoyed reading, and we learned from developing our mindsets from those books. So
definitely,
I think anything you think we should? We're good. All right. So
well, yeah. I mean, just last words. Like you said. So
Awesome.
so protect your relationships, and
Yeah.
really try to keep them going forward. Remember, they're valuable.
yeah.
Don't just treat them for granted. Remember, you have to flourish them. They can bring a lot of value to your life. You don't want to end up alone.
Oh, yeah.
I mean that's good for. There's times where it's good to be alone, but you don't just want to stay alone for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
You want to be able to connect with people and have people close to you that can.
Totally. I think introverts, also
Yeah.
people outgoings, they both need
Yes.
that.
You need
As
that
a human being,
Yeah,
we
you
do.
need that human connection.
So thank you, and this is the Develop Your Mindset podcast. Today we talked about protect your assets, what's dear to you, don't lose what you build. Sometimes we have to lose to find out the value in it. So this was what we talked about today. Please leave comments, and what you guys want us to talk about other next time. We'll appreciate that. If you guys need anything, please email, comment. If you haven't subscribed our channels, all the social medias, and we appreciate all that. And this is Luis, I'm Varouj, and we are talking about develop your mindset. And we are a company here, K Brothers Jewelers, and we make our own jewelry. We design all that. We do a lot of development over there. Also visit our website to see what we do. We love that, and thank you so much for being here again. We will see you next week. Thank you.
Develop your mindset.